All right, welcome to Investigation 17. This is 17A, World War I image analysis. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use this introduction video, the primary document-based images, our critical thinking analysis grid, and eventually the teacher modeled video to do what we have done 16 times before. We're going to construct a claim that responds directly to the prompt. What's the prompt, you ask? Let's look below. To what extent did World War I impact the lives of the people involved? So as we look through each image, we want to bounce each image back to this prompt. How does the image reflect and influence and impact in the lives of the people involved, right? According to World War I. Let's take a look. All right, we're going to look at image 1. And what we see on the left-hand side is a female sleeping. There's a big sign that says, "Wake up, America!" exclamation point. Okay, so this seems urgent because of the exclamation point. Wake up, America. There's a female sleeping. There seems to be some kind of black smoke in the background, maybe some fire. She's dressed in the red, white, and blue. And at the bottom it says, "Civilization calls every man, woman, and child." Mayor's Committee, 50 East 42nd Street. This is New York. You can see in the bottom here. Okay, so is this one female sleeping? She's wearing the red, white, and blue. This is symbolic here. So who can this image, this person, be symbolic of? Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. And if she's a symbol of all of America, the message is "Wake up, America." This is a propaganda poster created by the United States government in order to motivate people to participate in World War I. Wake up, America, and in one way or another participate in supporting World War I and the American troops. Civilization calls every man, woman, and child. So in one way or another, you're going to support the war. Okay, so who's the speaker or the author here? We don't have it, so we're going to put unknown. Okay. The occasion. Well, do we have a date here? We don't have a date, but we know we're in the United States of America, and we can say during World War I. That's all we know so far from this puzzle piece. What should the audience think or feel after looking at this? Audience should feel that they should support the war effort, right? Why was this made? The United States government created this propaganda poster to persuade people to support the war. Persuade, let's say, Americans to support World War I. Okay? This is to influence you. This is to persuade you to believe in the government's political decision to support other foreign countries in the war effort during World War I, right? So what is the meaning or the message in this propaganda poster? It says, every man, woman, and child, all Americans, should support the World War I effort. Okay? Man, woman, and children all should support. Let's take a look at image 2. This is interesting. Image 2, stop, read and obey, or suffer the consequences. This sounds like an ultimatum here. Let's zoom in. The government demands that you register for the selective draft conscription at your voting precinct on the 5th day of June 1917, unless your 21st birthday comes after the 5th day of June 1917, or unless your 31st birthday comes before the 6th day of June 1917. This means you, The United States government cannot be trifled with. From 21 to age 31, the United States government wants you to enter your name into the draft, and they randomly choose names to participate in World War I. If you are within the ages of 21 to 31 as described above, and you do not register on the 5th day of June 1917, the government's agents will find you, and your minimum punishment for not registering will be 1 year of hard labor in the United States Penitentiary, and maybe more. The United States government is very serious here, and they're giving you penalties for not registering for the draft. No excuse will be taken. If you are sick, send for the register. If you have to be away, register before you go. For further information, call at my office. Herein, fail not at your peril. Remember, June 5th, 1917. This applies to white and colored alike. Joseph McLaughlin, the sheriff of Pitt County. Pitt County in June 1917, draft registration poster in which the county sheriff threatened significant penalties for those who evade the draft. From Box 6, Folder 4, North Carolina Draft Records, World War I. The World War I papers, military collection, the state archives in North Carolina. So who's the speaker here? Joseph McLaughlin. He's the sheriff of Pitt County, North Carolina. All right, and this is in 1917, North Carolina. Pitt County, North Carolina, 1917. Well, who's the audience? Men between the ages of 21 to 31 who live in Pitt County, North Carolina. (1917). What is the purpose? This is to inform men who are eligible for the World War I draft to register and enter their names. Okay, so this is to inform men. And what is the meaning or the message here? Well, men between the ages of 21 to 31. Men between the ages of 21 to 31 had to register for the World War I draft in the United States in 1917. They had no choice by penalty of American law. So the first poster is trying to persuade Americans to support the war, and then you can say this becomes a little more intense now with a mandatory draft registration by penalty. And this is one example in Pitt County, North Carolina in 1917. It becomes a little more intense. Now, what is the reaction here? Let's see. Image 3, let's move on. On July 20th, 1917, the Secretary of War Baker draws the first number 258 in the draft for conscription in the Great War. The photograph is in 1917, the Committee of Public Information. And the draft lottery selects 1,374,000 men for examination to provide 687,000 of the first in equipment troops. Others of about 10 million are definitely listed for future service. So they draw out of a huge pot, and out of the men selected, they take a smaller number to actually go. So this is the Army Recruiting Office. These men are signing up. Now when you look very closely, do these men have facial expressions that would provide evidence of anxiety or fear or positive excitement. Once again, you zoom in, you may be surprised, and you can see many facial expressions of excitement, and you may wonder why. And we need more puzzle pieces to match up and corroborate why. Okay? From the first image, we can say they're supporting Wake Up America. They're supporting the war effort, and maybe it makes them feel positive that they're supporting America. In the second image, they have no choice, but they seem to be happy to support their country. So, okay, who's the speaker or the creator here? This is the Committee on Public Information. When and where? This is 1917. Okay. We don't know where this is happening. So we're going to move on. The audience looking at the draft here and the men recruiting, what would you believe American men who were eligible to register for the draft seemed positive and eager to support the war efforts? Okay. What is the purpose here? What is the purpose? Why show us an image of the draft and the reaction as men register? To inform viewer of the mood of the men who are waiting to register for the draft. In order to support the war effort. So if you look here, the mood is very important to see the looks on their faces, the mood. Okay. Now what's the message here? Given from this puzzle piece, and you look at all these facial expressions, most men, American men, right, were eager to register for the draft and support the war effort, the American war effort. Why is that? We need more puzzle pieces that we can corroborate and match to better understand why most men were eager to leave their friends and family, to leave everything that was comfortable in their lives, to risk their lives for the country and possibly die as they supported the war effort. Why does the tone of these facial expressions reflect a mood of positivity and support and excitement? So we need to corroborate and match to better understand why. And as you look at the rest of the images here, you may gain a better understanding. So you're going to finish image 4, 5, and 6. Once you're finished, you are going to take a look at our prompt. Once again, to what extent did World War I impact the lives of the people involved? To what degree? A lesser degree, greater degree, extent, degree, the same, right? How much did the war influence and change the lives of the people involved? 3 conclusions that you've realized from the evidence, and then you're going to react to that prompt, create a thesis statement, revise it, and provide your final thesis statement. I hope this helps.